Hello everyone, my name is Vikas Bansal, and in this session I will show you how to install and integrate SAP Customer Checkout with SAP Business One. The first thing that you need to know when you want to integrate Customer Checkout with SAP Business One is that SAP Customer Checkout supports out of the box integration with SAP Business One. Now what does this mean? This means that when you are installing SAP Business One, more specifically, when you are installing the SAP Business One integration framework, which is used by Customer Checkout for integration to Business One, you get an option as highlighted in the screenshot to activate support for Customer Checkout. If you would check this checkbox during your installation process, so you don't have to do any manual steps. So my recommendation is when you're installing B1IF, please check this checkbox. Now, what will I show you in this session? I will not install SAP Business One. I already have SAP Business One installed. I already have SAP Business One integration framework installed. So I will start from the SAP Customer Checkout part. So from SAP Customer Checkout, the first thing that I will do is I will install SAP Customer Checkout. Then I will connect it to SAP Business One. In SAP Business One, I already have a demo UK database. In this demo UK database, I have not made any changes at all. So I will connect it to this demo UK database of Business One. Then I will make the necessary configuration changes in Customer Checkout for the demo UK database. If I am connecting to a demo DE, which is a German database, I don't have to do any configuration in Customer Checkout. Customer Checkout is pre-delivered with configuration for the demo DE database. However, to show you the changes needed, I will connect to a demo UK database so that you can learn which all configuration needs to be changed as you change the company, for example. Then I will synchronize master data from Business One into Customer Checkout, and I will post business transactions from Customer Checkout into Business One. How does it look like? It looks like this. I will fetch master data from Business One into Checkout. This master data will be stored locally in SAP Customer Checkout. And when you will create business transactions in Customer Checkout, they will be stored locally in Customer Checkout. If you have connection to Business One, these business transactions will be posted to SAP Business One immediately. Next, I will fetch open invoices from Business One and pay them in SAP Customer Checkout. Then we will continue with the second component of Customer Checkout, which is SAP Customer Checkout Manager. For Customer Checkout Manager, you need a web server. So I will start with installing Apache Tomcat as the web server. Then I will install Customer Checkout Manager and I will configure SAP Customer Checkout Manager. So this means that the Customer Checkout will be connected to the Customer Checkout Manager as well. After that, I will show you some central functions which uses Customer Checkout Manager, and SAP Business One. So all the three systems are connected. One such topic is central voucher management. I will explain you about this when we are doing it. The second thing that I want to show you is loyalty management for SAP Business One customers. So if you have customers in SAP Business One, then for those customers, you can enable loyalty management in Customer Checkout together with Customer Checkout Manager. You do not have to replicate any data for this purpose. I will show that to you how it works. So now let us start in the system. What I have done is I have downloaded SAP Customer Checkout. If you download SAP Customer Checkout from the Service Marketplace, you see this zip file. I will unzip the file here and I will immediately start installing Customer Checkout. The installer will tell you that you are installing Customer Checkout, this version. You have to select that you want to install it. Next, next. And the installation is done. Now on your desktop, you will see an SAP Customer Checkout icon. You can click it to start SAP Customer Checkout. When you start the SAP Customer Checkout for the very first time, it takes a while. This is because it does a lot of initial configuration. It includes the embedded Apache Derby database and several things like that. Next time onwards, the start of SAP Customer Checkout is much faster. Now, once Customer Checkout starts, I expect that I will see a configuration page where I have to do some configurations. As and when the configuration page will come up, I will show you this configuration. So you see the configuration page has come up. I need to give an ID to identify the system. I want to say I want to connect with SAP BusinessOne. I want to use Customer Checkout Manager. I know where I will install the Customer Checkout Manager, so I can already give all the details. I have to provide the user and password for Customer Checkout Manager. I have to provide a password for the user for Customer Checkout itself, and I have to provide some key phrase and database password for security reasons. Now, Customer Checkout will restart. As this is happening, that Customer Checkout is restarting, let me also parallelly start installing Customer Checkout Manager. For Customer Checkout Manager, the first thing that I need to install is the Apache Tomcat, which I have already downloaded. So I right click and I start installing Apache Tomcat. The default port of Apache Tomcat is 8080. This port is already occupied by P1IF. This is why I will change the port to a different number. And now Apache Tomcat is getting installed. Okay, it seems Apache Tomcat is all ready to run. Let me also cross-check this by visiting the Apache Tomcat page. Okay, this tells me my Tomcat installation was successful and everything was fine. Now I have to continue with SAP Customer Checkout Manager. I have already downloaded SAP Customer Checkout Manager from the Service Marketplace. It also comes as a zip file. I have to extract it here and I have to copy this WAR file into the Apache Tomcat folder. So I go to where Tomcat is installed, web apps, and I copy the WAR file. And as I've copied the WAR file, now the installation procedure for SAP Customer Checkout Manager has started. This will take a while. In the meanwhile, let me go and check what is happening with my SAP Customer Checkout. So you can see that the login page of SAP Customer Checkout has come up, which means the first component, SAP Customer Checkout, is all installed successfully. I can log in with the admin user and the password that I gave during the installation. This is the sales screen of Customer Checkout. Let me first do some configuration to connect it to BusinessOne. For connecting it to BusinessOne, I will first open B1IF framework and log in the B1IF framework. So I know the location where the B1IF framework is installed. So I go to Customer Checkout, I go to Integration tab, Edit, and here I will enter the details of B1IF framework. I will use the default user B1I admin and the password that I gave, and I will save it. I will do a check connection. Now I'm waiting for the results to come back. Check connection successful means now customer checkout is already connected to SAP BusinessOne. However, in SAP BusinessOne, there are multiple databases and you need to specify to which database you want to connect to. This is specified from the SLD entry ID of the database. Here I have the SBO demo UK database and I can see here the ID of this database. So I need to copy the ID of the database. In customer checkout, we have this field called system ID. There you have to put the ID. Save. It is also a good practice to check the test connections here to be sure that the B1IF is connected to B1 successfully. So these connections are all working fine. Okay, now let me go back to customer checkout and now I will start with some configuration changes because I am connected to a UK database. First thing is I have to say that the country is not Germany but UK. Next thing I have to do is I have to say that the currency, home currency in which I'm going to sell is Great Britain pound. Then I have to say the currency in which I will take payment is not euro but Great Britain pound. Next, I have to maintain the tax codes for UK. So I will switch off the tax codes for Germany and I will add two tax code for UK. O1, O2, O1 is 17.5%, O2 is 0%, starts from beginning of the month till end of the month. Give it some name, activate it and save it. Next thing is I need to specify the general ledger account. So I say that these general ledger accounts are not for euro but for Great Britain pound, and I already know that the account for UK database is 16 and 4 times 0. The bank account is 16 and 3 times 0. I will save it. The account for credit card is also different and it is 140090. I will copy over these accounts into each of the credit cards. Now, the last thing that I need to configure is the payment terms. So for the UK database, I will use a payment term which is -1, the default payment terms. And with these changes, I am all set up and ready to now synchronize master data. So I will synchronize customers and I will synchronize articles. Let me now check and I can see that the customers are fetched from BusinessOne and stored locally in customer checkout, and the articles are also fetched and stored locally in customer checkouts. Everything good. I am now ready to start selling. So the first thing I will do is a cash in of £100. This is when you bring money in the morning from your bank into your cash box. Call it early morning cash in. This will be posted as an incoming or outgoing payment in SAP BusinessOne. Now I will start making sales. I sell this article. I will pay £100 in cash, and the rest of the amount I will pay with MasterCard. And this transaction is finished. Now this transaction will be posted in SAP Business One, and it will create an AR invoice plus an incoming payment so that the AR invoice is closed. So let me now show you this transaction in SAP Business One. In SAP Business One, I go to sales and AR invoice and look at the last transaction. So you can see that this is the transaction which was created from customer checkout. You can identify it with the receipt number that can be seen in the customer reference number. For this invoice also, and incoming payment was created which closed this invoice, and this incoming payment £100 was paid in cash, and the rest of the amount was paid with MasterCard. So this transaction from customer checkout was immediately transferred to SAP Business One. Okay, so this was about synchronizing master data and about posting transactions to SAP Business One. Now, let me fetch an open invoice. So I click here and I click on search. Now this will fetch a list of open invoice from Business One. So I will take the first invoice, and out of €105 for this invoice, I will pay €100 with Visa card. Done. This will also be posted into SAP Business One, and this will create an incoming payment for this invoice which I selected and will reduce the open amount of this invoice by €100. So this was very briefly that I wanted to show you about integration of checkout to Business One. Of course, there are 1,000 more features that I can keep on showing it to you. But now I want to show you about Customer Checkout Manager. So I hope you remember that we started installing SAP Customer Checkout Manager. Now let's look what is happening with the installation of SAP Customer Checkout Manager. So I enter the location of SAP Customer Checkout Manager, and it brings me up to the configuration page, the initial page which you see for the first time. Here I select that I want to use an Apache Derby embedded database. I can also use a powerful SAP HANA database or MS SQL database, but for the demo purpose I will use Apache Derby embedded database. I give username, password, and enter all other details which are required. And now SAP Customer Checkout Manager is getting configured, and then it will start. I need to wait for a while so that SAP Customer Checkout Manager can do all the configuration and can start up. With SAP Customer Checkout Manager, I would like to show you the functionality of Voucher Management. So for Voucher Management, the thing that you need to know is when you sell a voucher, you need to send this information to SAP Business One. So in the customer checkout, you need to configure an article which is your voucher article. Now this you can do it in the sales article ID for voucher. I will say that V12345, this article is a voucher article. And when I will sell a voucher, it is this article which will be shown in SAP Business One as sold. And later, when you use the voucher as a payment means, so you take payments using a voucher, it will be reflected in Business One as a credit card payment. So you need to specify what type of credit card this is. This is the type 3, and you need to specify what is the account, GL account that needs to be used. So I enter these two information and I save it. Now, when I sell a voucher, so I will sell a voucher for €100, and I will also sell a normal article just to show you mixing, and I will pay with cash. So this will be posted to SAP Business One as a normal invoice with two articles. Now let me switch and show you what happens in Customer Checkout Manager. So this is the login screen of Customer Checkout Manager. Here I will log in. And you can see that it is SAP UI 5 based and there are so many apps. Each app has a complete functionality on its own. But right now I'm only going to focus on two such apps. The first app is Voucher. So as soon as you created a voucher in Customer Checkout, you can see that a voucher in Customer Checkout Manager also got created. It says it has a current amount of 100. Now let me again go to Customer Checkout and buy something else. This time for 55 euros, and I will pay with a voucher. In real life, I will scan a voucher, but right now I'm selecting because I don't have a scanner. As soon as you scan a voucher, it makes a call to the Customer Checkout Manager to validate the voucher amount. It sees that this voucher is okay and there is money in this voucher. It allows you to proceed. Now I finished this transaction. It will be posted to SAP Business One as an AR invoice with an incoming payment, which will be mapped to the credit card and the general ledger account that you maintained. Let me go back to Customer Checkout Manager. So I'm back in the Customer Checkout Manager. I do a refresh and I can see that this voucher is now only open for £45. A 55 euro payment was already made with this voucher. So this is how easy it is to use voucher management in Customer Checkout. Now, the last thing that I want to show you is loyalty management. So for loyalty management, I will use the customers which are existing in Business One. I will create a loyalty account for them and start using it. So first thing that I need to do is I need to enable loyalty management. So I go back to configuration, sales, loyalty management, and I say I want to use loyalty management. For every pound that the customer will spend, he will get 5 points. And every point is equivalent to 0.01 pound, which is 1 cent. And I save this configuration. After this, I do a refresh of the page and I go and search for a customer. I see this customer and I can now see a button which is called Create Loyalty Account. I click on this button. A loyalty account for this customer is created in Customer Checkout Manager. Let me see. I switch to Customer Checkout Manager and then to loyalty users. And in here, I can see that a loyalty account is created for this user. And as of now, he has 0 points in his history. I can see this information as well. Now I come back to customer checkout and let me select this customer. The system knows that this customer has a loyalty account and he has 0 points as of now. So let him buy something and he pays in cash. The system tells you that he will receive 1,175 points for this purchase. So I will switch back to Customer Checkout Manager. I would do a refresh. And now you can see that this user has 1,175 points, which he got from this receipt. Okay, now let me use these points to buy something. Again, the same customer, and now he buys something. Let's assume this cost is only 5 euro and he wants to pay with loyalty points. So he clicks here and the system tells him that it will cost him 500 points. He wants to proceed. System tells him fine, everything is finished. I go back to Customer Checkout Manager and I can see now that for this user, his points have reduced by 500 because he paid 500 points for buying something. This is how easy it is to use loyalty management in customer checkout together with customer checkout manager for Business One customers. Let me go back to my slides to show you what we have covered. We had already an SAP Business One system with demo UK database installed with absolutely no changes made to the database. Then for checkout, we installed customer checkout, we connected it to Business One, we configured it for UK demo database, we synchronized master data, we posted business transactions. This is it shows you data was fetched and data was sent. We fetched open invoices and made payments. For Customer Checkout Manager, we installed the Tomcat, we installed Customer Checkout Manager and configured Customer Checkout Manager. And then we used two functions which are used across Customer Checkout Manager, and Business One. One such topic was Central Voucher Management. Another such topic was Loyalty Management for Business One customers. This is all that I wanted to show you. Thank you so much.